Hello everybody, thank you so much for watching Where with Sim again. Hope you guys are all having a great day so far. And in today's video, we're going to be going over some more interesting things about this weather. Because what we're going to be talking about is this really big storm system that will be bringing a ton of rainfall across the eastern United States. Also bringing a threat for some severe weather on day 5, like what you see on my screen right now. But another thing I want to tell you guys, I think you guys can see this right now, but down in the right hand corner I did make a watermark right there down in the right hand corner. So if you guys want to click on that, it will pull up subscribe, and you guys can subscribe to my channel by just clicking on that button and clicking the subscribe button that pulls up when you click on it. So if you guys want to do that, you guys can. And even if you guys like my watermark, that's great too. Just make sure to click that subscribe button, and that will definitely be helpful over there. But another thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be pulling up videos at the end of my videos, and that's going to be the one today. So if you guys want to go all the way to the back or the end of my video, you guys can probably see those videos that do pull up, and you guys might be able to watch more of them. But we're just gonna go ahead and start off with the Storm Prediction Center outlook, where we do have a slight risk for severe weather across Jackson, Alexandria, Houston, Little Rock, Greenville, and even a few other areas included in the slight risk. So if you guys do live in the slight risk, make sure to be on high alert, and also start getting prepared early, because we do not know how this event will be playing out, but make sure to get prepared if necessary. So make sure to do that right now so you guys are prepared for this event later on, which will be on day 5, which is Saturday into Sunday, so pretty much for the weekend. So if you guys want to get prepared right now, that would be great, and that's also exactly what you're supposed to do before the severe weather happens. We're going to go ahead and show you an interesting alert that we do have, because if we look over here near southwest Indiana, we got freezing fog advisories in effect, if you guys didn't know that, across Evansville, Owensboro, Madisonville, Mayfield, Kentucky, Mayfield, Kentucky, Paducah, even Pine Bluff, even Carbondale, Carmi, and even a few other areas are really included in this freezing fog advisory. So if you do live in this one, including Evansville, make sure to be on high alert and make sure you're driving safely across these areas, because this is definitely going to be interesting, and this does go until 7 a.m. this morning. So if you guys just woken up, or if you guys are still like getting ready, that's great. Just make sure to be prepared for some slick road conditions, because that's what freezing fog advisories are, is road conditions really freezing onto other things, or I mean fog freezing onto other things. But make sure to do this safely if you live in these areas. We're going to go ahead and show you guys the radar though. We're going to go ahead and take this forward. I'm just going to skip through a lot of it, because there's only one part of the radar that's the most active, and that's the most interesting. And as you see, it's this line of storms moving through the Ohio Valley, pretty much going into New England. It looks like it's more of a scattered line of storms than it is an organized line of storms, because as you see, it is a line of storms, but the storms seem to be more scattered though, instead of connected together into one straight line. So this could bring a severe weather event, because usually those supercells are pretty scattered in a line of storms. So we're going to have to watch closely, but we can't rule out a severe weather event across the Ohio Valley getting into New England. So we're definitely going to have to watch it closely, and I did not mean to do that. but we're definitely gonna have to watch that storm very closely. And as you see, it was just this one right here, and this one does occur on December 10th. Okay, December 10th is when this is showing, and then as it starts moving through Indiana, that will also be on December 10th. So it's a pretty fast moving line of storms, because if you see as of on December 10th, it starts off pretty good in Indiana, then it really moves fast, as you guys can probably see. I mean, it actually is showing it moving slower compared to what it did yesterday, but we're definitely going to have to watch closely and make sure to be on high alert for the storm system if you can on December 10th, 2023. But we're going to go ahead and show you guys something similar with this radar. This is the same model, but they actually show a slightly difference compare with both models, because the difference is that this one actually looks a little bit more like an organized line of storms. And I'm not saying it is, but it does look more organized, and it even shows that yellow color heading more into Posey County, Indiana, because usually if we look back, it didn't really show it being that bad. As you see, it kind of showed it more east in Indiana compared to it being in Posey County. Then if you just look at that one, it pretty much has a supercell heading from Posey County back through Newburgh. So we're gonna have to watch that closely, but I have a few friends that do live in this area. I am trying to keep them updated with this line of storms, so that's why I am saying those cities. But if you do live in that area, I mean, it's good that I am telling you, but we're definitely gonna have to keep watching this storm, because it is looking like it could be a beast of a storm as we get into December 9th around the evening time frame, or even 12, where it does start to develop across Illinois. But we're definitely gonna have to keep watching, and it sounds like it didn't really show a storm coming in at the end of the radar, so we may be talking more below average precipitation. But we're going to go ahead and show you guys the outlook. So as of today, we are seeing a chance for flash flooding across the northwest, even a very small marginal risk across northern Idaho. They could see their own flash flooding today, but definitely not very likely though, because it is small. Then on day 2, the chances still remain even for northern Idaho, but it does die down a little bit. So instead of a slight risk, they are seeing a marginal risk. And then on day 3, the chance is for flash flooding or excessive rainfall do die down. And it also sounds like we could go back to be seeing flash flooding as we get into day 5, because it actually did show a slight risk up here on day 5, which is later than this can go. So we're gonna have to watch that closely, but I don't have to show you guys day 5 yet because we haven't got there. But we're gonna go ahead and show you guys the climate prediction center outlook, where we are seeing above for the New England area and the Mid-Atlantic area, and then much above for like California, even getting into the plains, and even a pretty big area of the western United States. And then down here to the south, we are seeing below average temperatures is what I meant to say. We are seeing below average temperatures. And then over here in southern Florida, we could see a little bit above, especially in extreme southern Florida, pretty much where the Florida Keys are, is where we could see a little bit above, because as you see, it kind of cuts off if you had north of the Florida Keys, and then it starts getting more slightly below. So we're going to have to watch closely. But if we look at the 8 to 14 day outlook, a little bit more widespread and a little bit better chance across the entire United States, or the entirety of the United States actually, but the southeast does seem to be staying mostly near normal to pretty well above across Florida, but other than that, looking pretty well above in the plains and even getting into the Midwest. But I do want to show you guys another interesting thing, where we are going to start seeing below average precipitation across portions of the south area. And I mean, they really need the rainfall, guys. They really do. They really need the rainfall, and so I'm not sure why they had to stop seeing above average precipitation, and what I mean by that is I don't know why they would stop seeing less rainfall, but even over here back west they are seeing the highest chance for below average precipitation across Southern California, getting into Arizona and New Mexico. And then over here on the east coast we are seeing above, which is what we typically see during an El Nino, is above on the east coast, but we should have saw above for almost the entirety of the southern United States, besides maybe California, but pretty much most of the southern United States. And then we would also be seeing more drier conditions up here out west. And I mean, this should have haven't include the Ohio Valley. This shouldn't have include the Ohio Valley, because this isn't what we typically see during an El Nino either. So I mean, it is really interesting to see different things, but this is a little bit more typical, because I mean, we are seeing drier than normal conditions for pretty much the area that was expected to be dry, but besides we wouldn't be seeing that area head too farther down south. We would also be seeing above for portions of the east coast, and we are seeing above for Texas, getting into the plains, which is also typical during an El Nino. Same goes for Florida, maybe over here out west where we will see storm systems coming onto the coast of California that could result in some flooding later on, like in the beginning of January. But we do want to show you guys that we still have a ton of rain to come, about 7 inches, maybe 9 inches in some areas still to come with the storm, which is pretty miserable with the flash flooding over here in northwest Washington. So I mean, we are seeing about 5 inches in northern Idaho, but even over here out west in western Washington, Western Oregon, and then even Northern California still have a ton of rain to come with these storm systems, and I almost head all the way out to the very end of it. So maybe a lot of uncertainty in some areas, but definitely still some rain to come for these areas as we keep heading days and days on. But if we go over here to the east, we are seeing that we will be seeing some pretty good precipitation with the storm system coming through. It doesn't sound like this line of storms is going to be active, because as you see, this 2-inch area or this 1-inch area is more scattered. As you can probably see. It actually includes Indiana, Ohio, and even a few other areas that could get up to an inch in some areas, especially very northern Indiana, seeing about 2 inches, maybe just 1 inch. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to watch closely, but as you can probably see, more of those 1-inch totals are more scattered across that area, so that's why I'm saying that line of storms is also more scattered too as well. So more scattered totals than widespread totals. But even down here to the south, we actually are seeing some pretty good precipitation for Florida. It sounds like one area could be seen up to 6 inches, which does include portions of Panama City. But even up here through the east coast, we are actually seeing a pretty good amount, at least more beneficial than we are seeing like flooding, but still pretty beneficial amount as we get into let's see, where does this head into? I think this heads into December 19th. Yeah, December 19th, 2023 is how far this really heads out. But we're going to have to watch closely. But last but not least, we are going to look at the total snowfall, where we are seeing a strip of snowfall of about 1 inch to about 1 foot in some areas. So we're going to have to watch closely. It sounds like this area right here, pretty much in what city is that included? We should probably just say central Kansas, because we are actually seeing up to 1 foot of snow, maybe a little bit more, because I see 16 inches pretty much in that dot right there, as you kind of see in Kansas. But even over here out west, we are actually seeing some pretty good amounts across the Cascade Mountains, even getting into portions of the California mountains too as well. But even over here in like Jackson, Wyoming, Idaho, even a few other areas are really seeing at least a dusting to about a foot of snow, maybe a little bit more in some areas. But we're gonna have to keep watching and make sure to take those driving precautions safely if you do live in one of these snow areas. But thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy my video. Hope you guys do like my watermark and even the videos that do pull up later on. So we're definitely gonna have to keep watching the storm closely. But I do hope you guys keep liking my channel, because I will get better. But thank you guys very much for watching, and I will do one tomorrow.